just like the notes we took on Tuesday, so it shouldn't be too unfamiliar to you. So let's go through a couple of the things here. So remember, when we're finding area of the objects we're doing here, the area of the the room that we're going to be painting, you have to find the area of the entire room. And what we're going to do is, once you find the area of the entire room, let me just color this in here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to subtract the window out, and we're going to subtract the doorway out. And that will give you the area of the walls that you're going to have to paint. Now, on the example we do today for the Google question, you have one question a day. You have to also paint the ceiling. So that's going to be the new piece that we're going to kind of add in there. We're just going to assume that we're painting everything white. It'll just be kind of some generic color. So,
barnwood paint.
Yeah, we'll do that. I picked some pretty expensive paint. So, all right, but yeah, so we're gonna do that today. So here's our example. In fact, I didn't even finish out drawing this earlier. All right, let's make that smaller. There we go. Okay, so we're going to have a room. We have 3 windows. We're going to assume the windows are the same. We have a doorway. It could be a closet. In fact, let's make one of these a closet. Let's do that. Make one of these a closet door. I think I got everything now. So, unless that's... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to make that a closet door instead. All right. So on this one, we have a couple different things we have to find the area of. Let's say the dimensions of this room is, it's 12 by 10, so it's kind of a smaller room. It's kind of a small, like maybe office or bedroom kind of a thing. The door on that one wall, let's say the door is 3 by 7. I think that's some of the dimensions we've used. This room will be a 9-foot ceiling. We'll use 9 feet for that. So, okay, there's that. There we go. So it's a 12 by 10 room. It's got 9-foot ceilings. That one door on that side over there is 3 by 7. The windows, they're 2 by 3. So they're kind of skinnier windows, 2 by 3. Kind of taller, skinnier windows. And then the closet door, let's say it's kind of a sliding door. Let's say that door is
7 by 5.
I like that. Let's go 7 by 5. I like that number. 7 by 5. 7 feet tall, 5 feet kind of wide. It's got a slider in it. So that's our closet door. All right, so let's talk about each of these parts. So what I'm going to do is finding this. I'm going to find the area of each wall separately. I think that's kind of the easiest. Just do one wall at a time. So again, we have the 4 walls, and we also have the ceiling that we have to paint. We're not going to paint the floor. The floor is going to be carpeted or hardwood or tile or whatever we want to put it as. If this is an office, I don't know, maybe hardwood, probably. Well, not carpet in an office. All right, but anyway, figuring out the dimensions. So let's do these. I'm going to kind of number these off. Maybe this will help you to understand like what I'm doing. I'm going to consider this wall number 1, wall number 2, wall number 3, wall number 4, and then the ceiling I'll put as number 5. So the ceiling will be that middle room, that middle spot. And again, these are the walls. I just folded the walls down. So these aren't individual rooms of the house. This is one room, and the walls collapsed to the ground. So that makes sense what you're looking at now. But I'm going to go in order. So let's do room number 1 here first. Or not room 1, but wall number 1 first. Okay, so for wall number 1, what are the dimensions of that wall?
12 by 9.
Yep, it's 12 by 9. So we're going to take 12 times 9. Okay? That's 108? Is that 108 square feet?
3 times 7.
Yep.
3 times 3 is 21.
Exactly. So on that first wall, the 9 times 12, you're getting your 108 square feet. And then you're absolutely right. What we're going to do is we're going to take the door, which is 3 by 7, which is 21 square feet. So we got to figure out, that dimension of that door. And what you do to figure out the area that you're going to paint, because you're obviously not going to paint the door, you're going to subtract those 2 numbers. So the numbers we're getting here, if we subtracted, the 21 from 108, we're going to get 87 square feet. Okay, does that make sense for the first wall? Okay, so that's, again, if you want me to color code, that's this part right here. That's 87 square feet of coverage. Okay, now let's do room number 2, or wall number 2 now. What's the dimensions of that one?
10 times 9.
Yep, 10 times 9, yep, 10 times 9. Because it's 10 feet wide, 9 feet tall, it's the same ceiling, right? So it's 9 feet, so this is 90 square feet. Yeah, and then we're gonna subtract off the closet door, which is 5 by 7, and you're absolutely right. So we're gonna subtract off the 35 square feet for the closet door, because again, how you find areas, take the length times width, right? So if we subtracted those numbers, 55. So, maybe I should put a different color here. So we're gonna get the 55 when we subtract square feet. All right, and so again, if I'm color coding, that's this part right here. Now, again, something also to consider that I didn't put in this example today. If you have a closet, you might have to paint the inside of the closet. Just saying. So you might have to find the dimensions of the closet. You don't have to, but probably should. Especially if you're...
Might have a little different shape.
Yeah, you might want to paint it. You don't want to just leave the sheetrock up there, you know. But again, that's maybe if you don't like the color. So, and if you're going to like a weird color of the room, maybe don't paint the closet. Just maybe. Yeah, just leave it white. Maybe that's a better idea. Yeah, if we're painting this all white, no worries. So, all right. But anyways, we're going to ignore the closet. I just want to do the walls. So
It makes it unique.
yeah, we don't do that. All right, number 3.
Kid runs his hand through the wall.
All right, number 3. 12 times 9, yeah. So this wall, again, is 12 by 9. That's the third wall down here. This is, again, 12 feet by 9 feet. It's the same as the top wall. So 12 by 9, so that's 108 square feet.
106.
Square feet.
Yeah, minus.
Yep, and then we're going to have to subtract the 6, yeah. So that window is 2 by 3.
So
Yep.
then both of them are one
Yeah,
or
6, yep, square feet. And then this one ends up being, yeah, just like you guys said, subtract, you get a 102 square feet. Now, it is different for the next wall, so don't assume that the next wall will be 102, because that wall has a different dimension. Yeah, all right, so here is that wall. That was 102, taking out that window. And now the next one, yep, fourth wall,
10 times 9.
10 times 9 again.
90 minus 6 is
Yep. So that's 90 square feet. Because again, this was a 10 by 9 room or wall. And then you're absolutely right. We subtract out the window, which is 2 by 3, which is 6 square feet. And so what is that? 84.
Yep.
And all right, so we subtract, you get 84 square feet.
when you add up all those numbers.
Yeah, and so that's this wall right here. All right, so a lot of work. Now, we've done all that. The last thing, the fifth one, is the ceiling. The ceiling is the dimensions of the middle, and the best part is we don't need to subtract anything. So the ceiling above the middle of the room is, again, this is the final fifth piece. That room is 12 by 10. That's the ceiling, right? It's 12 by 10. That's the middle room. So when you multiply that, that's 120 square feet. And you do not have to subtract anything from it. I'm not worrying about a chandelier, a fan, nothing. We're just going to paint the whole thing, and if we need to cut it out later, fine and dandy. So we're not going to worry about any of that. So again, that is the area of this middle part right here. Again, that's the ceiling, not the floor. All right, questions with any of the piece I've done up to this point? Done a lot, sorry. Go ahead, pretty quick. Good numbers from everyone. All right, now the final number, the final total. I'm going to be adding up the final number. So I'm going to circle these. So my total here, my total for painting is going to be the 87, the 55, the 102, the 84, and the 120. We're going to add those all up. That's all 4 walls and the ceiling. So in fact, I'll just show you my little calculator here as I'm typing these in. So, okay, so I'll show you here in a second. All right, 120, the 84, the 102, the 55, and the 87. All right, let's see if I type those all in right. All right, so here we go. Let's go to my calculator screen. All right, so we add them all up. My total area that I have to paint is 448 in terms of all my numbers for my walls. So about almost 450-ish. Okay, so we're getting 448 square feet total. Now, the only thing we have to worry about is what is my paint cover and what's the cost of it. So let's say that the paint cover is 150 square feet. Let's do that. That's kind of a lower paint. That's probably really thick. The viscosity of it's probably really thick if it's not covering very well. So that's how you can kind of gauge if it's watery or not. If it covers a really big square footage, probably super watery and not probably the best paint. Again, that's a super big assumption.
Many layers.
Okay. Yeah. So let's say it's 150 square feet coverage for the paint. So this is the paint coverage. So what do I need? Like 4 cans of that? So 150 times 3. I need 3 cans. That'll get me to 450 exactly. So 3 cans of this will get me to 450 square feet. So now, if I was a person painting, I'd probably get a 4th one. Just saying, just so I have some extra, in case I accidentally spill some, I drip some. It's just not covering very well. There's little parts I made a mistake and I have to cover up some spots, and that maybe I accidentally let one of the cans dry out by accident. But let's just say we're going to go as close as possible. So I'm going to get 3 cans. Now, the cost of this stuff, I don't know, say it's $30 a can, right? That's pretty expensive paint.
$120.
Yeah, so 3 cans at $30. So $30 a can, what, $90 to paint? Plus, that's not including the supplies, paint rollers, brushes, tape, whatever you need. It's always nice to have a roller or two. Always nice to have some edging brushes. They sell these really cool things that it's like a little pad, has a roller on the top, and you can just roll it across the ceilings and the walls, and it edges like the walls perfectly. It keeps the spacing the same. So when you go along the ceiling, you have the same exact paint line the whole way across. Super nice. That's something you should always consider. Because I do a lot of painting in the summer, so kind of get the tricks of the trade when you start doing it. All right. Questions on any of that stuff? Question?
Is your one of those automatic filler ones, so you stick it in there?
The rollers, yeah. The rollers are super nice when you have one of those. Yeah. If you have access to a paint gun, like a spray paint gun where you can just drop a line into the actual like 5-gallon pail, if you're just going to, oh my God, you can be done in a room in like 5 minutes. It's like, that's the way to do it.
Careful with those.
Yeah, because they'll spray everything. It's like a bomb going off when you have a spray gun. You got it, and then the cleanup is the worst on a spray gun. But if you have an access to one, you're done in like 5 minutes. The cleanup takes you the longest. But you have to tape off everything if you're doing one of those. You have to put paper on the floor, everything, because it gets everywhere. Roller is the way to do it. So I've tried it all. This is what we're doing for our Google question of the day today. Now, tomorrow, I kind of warn you of this, we are going to be doing a homework assignment based on this stuff. There's going to be, I think, 4 or 5 problems that I picked out for the homework tomorrow. They're right out of the textbook, so I'm just going to type them in. It'll be a Google form tomorrow, kind of based on painting. It won't be as complicated as this. There might be one. That's why I've been kind of preparing you. But the Google question of the day is almost identical to this. So I'm going to leave this one on the board as your reference. Now, today, I'm doing a book check for those who have textbooks. If you need to go grab it, I'm going to let you go get it. If you forgot it at home, tonight, take a picture of it tonight. It's got to have a cover, and I want to see the book number. That's what I want to see on the inside of the cover. That's all I need to see tonight. So, does anyone need to go get their textbook that doesn't have it here? That maybe it's in their locker. Okay, go get it if you have it. Go get it. Hopefully it's got a cover on. If it doesn't, just wait till night and take a picture of it.
Okay,
I know it doesn't have it.
Okay, so just wait till night, put a cover on it, take a picture of it. So, do that tonight.
Normal computer section.
Yes. Okay, so we have one Google question of the day, so you guys can answer that.
Active.
And calculator.
Yes. Yep.
You want to check my book?
Boom, I'm gonna get you marked off. That's all I need to see. There you go. Anyone else need a calculator today?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Yep, you're welcome.
How's your wife doing?
Better. Yeah, it was It's a lot of work being at home trying to take care of the kids and trying to get my son's got so much homework. A first grader. He had to write his own paper yesterday.
Oh,
He had to write his first paper, a research paper on rattlesnakes.
Wow. What?
Oh, he was
it
a
probably
first
wasn't
grader.
very long. It was probably like.
No, it was just he had to have an introductory sentence. He had to have 3 facts and 3 questions that he had answered about it, and then he had to have a closing statement. And so, like, they have him actually writing it, and it didn't matter. Spelling didn't matter. So, like, it's a train wreck, and you can kind of like see how he's trying to pronounce stuff. So it's kind of funny. But I'm like, you're a first grader writing your first paper, like that. And I'm glad my son has the attention span for it, because I can only imagine parents that don't have a kid that can concentrate for the 5 hours he was working on homework yesterday.
You did 5 hours?
Yeah, I worked at 8 o'clock to almost 2 o'clock solid on math, English, writing a paper, doing some stuff on his computer for like seesaw activities.
Wow.
It was the most insane amount of homework I've ever seen. And then that was just yesterday's.
I don't think I've ever done 5 hours homework in my high school ever.
And luckily he has the concentration, and he was enjoying it. So it was just like, more power to you, because I was getting exhausted watching it.
I don't think I've ever done 5 hours of homework.
Now,